Hey, it's Lorelia, and I'm here bringing you a quick video. The reason why I wanted to do this video is I'm working on a article for my website, and it's actually a very good piece. So I had to, do a video because, I feel like I can express myself more if I do a video as opposed to just writing it. But what triggered me to write the article was from seeing in their money section, they actually did a piece called Too Broke for Bankruptcy. And I thought it was a great piece. And as notice the title says Too Broke for Bankruptcy. And I know the title, you may be wondering, well, how can you be too broke for bankruptcy? That's the whole point. If you're broke, you file for bankruptcy. But the article didn't really emphasize on money that an individual had accumulated or the debt that an individual had accumulated to file for bankruptcy. The article really concentrated on individuals who may have some type of money problems. Maybe they've accumulated debt and they're unable to pay the attorneys to file for bankruptcy. And the reason why I thought this was a great, article to write about, because, this whole month I'm coming to you, writing different pieces on, debt elimination, accumulation, or what have you. And another reason why I thought this article was great is because I actually had a personal experience with this myself. I'm very transparent with telling you, the stories that I actually had to combat with my money problems. And my personal, part of the story was back, further than 10 years ago. It was actually in 1999. And I actually lost my job, was collecting unemployment, and I was also facing some debt and credit problems. And I was talking to a few friends, and they actually told me to go to this so-called attorney who can help you with, bankruptcy. Now, I just want to give you a caveat. I only had credit or debt of $5,000. That's all I owed. But at that time, with no savings and only living on unemployment, that $5,000 could have been $5 million. So, I was dealing with creditors calling me, whatever horror story was out there in terms of them collecting their money, I had actually experienced it. So I went to go see this attorney, and he asked me a few questions, and I guess from those questions, he actually realized I can't afford him. So he kindly told me that, unfortunately, it was nothing that he can do. Now, of course, at this point, I'm floored because I just knew bankruptcy was my solution. But I want to stop for a second, because the article that I did was basically why being broke was the best thing for me. And the reason why I thought being broke was the best thing for me, of course, it being more than 10 years later, is that if I had filed for that bankruptcy, a bankruptcy stays on your credit report for 10 years. So that would have been a 10-year setback for me, because at that time I did not have a tax practice. I didn't even see the future of me going into financial services. And when you go into financial services, no broker dealer will hire you or allow you to sell any type of financial products if you have any type of public record on your credit report. And that also is a bankruptcy judgment or tax liens or anything of that nature. So going back to the article, that's why I thought I would write that piece on why being broke was the best thing that I could have did. Now, of course, hindsight is 2020. You couldn't have told me that. But I just want to have you to think for a second. Whenever you're going through some type of money problems, whether that's past debt, current debt, or debt that you just need to bring up to date, let bankruptcy be your last alternative. Bankruptcy is really a quick fix for a long-term problem, because as I mentioned, that bankruptcy will stay on your credit report for 10 years. Do not buy into the hype of it being discharged or dismissed, because you never know what the future holds. Back in 1999, you wouldn't have never told me that I would have decided to start up tax practice in 03, to get licensed as an advisor in 06, and then get my insurance license in 07. You wouldn't have never told me that, because all I wanted to do was see the light at the end of the tunnel. But once again, being broke was the best thing that I could have